Beans, well, use me, cause you ain't that average groupie. I seen her dancing, to hell with romance, and she's wet, got it going like a turbo vet. I'm tired of magazines, saying flat butts all the thing. Take the average black man and ask him black, she gotta pack much back. So fellas, your girlfriend got your butt? Hell yeah. Shake it, shake that healthy butt. Baby got back. With the open baby got back. With the open with the open booty. I like them round and big, and when I'm throwing a gig, I just can't help my.
Hey everybody, how are you doing tonight? I'm Trevor with HB Productions, and welcome to our first ever virtual trivia game. So if you forgot to register, I'm going to send out, I'm going to post a link in the comments here in just a minute. You'll have a chance to register real quick. Everybody just hang tight, enjoy some music, and we'll be back in just a few seconds.
I'm acting like an animal. Now here's my scandal. I want to get you home and double up. I ain't talking about Playboy, cause silicone parts are made for toys. I want them real thick and juicy, so find that juicy double. Mix a lot's in trouble, begging for a piece of that bubble. So I'm looking at rock videos. Knock-knee bimbos walking like hoes. You can have them bimbos, I'll keep my women like Flojo. A word to the thick soul sisters, I wanna get with ya. I won't cuss or hit ya, but I gotta be straight when I say I wanna. Till the break of dawn, baby, got it going on. A lot of simps won't like this song, cause them punks like to hit and quit it. And I'd rather stay and play, cause I'm long and I'm strong and I'm down to get the friction on. So ladies, if you wanna roll my Mercedes, turn around, stick it out. Even white boys got the shout. Baby got back. Baby got back.
Yeah, baby. When it comes to females, Cosmo ain't got nothing to do with my selection. 36, 24, 36. Only if she's 5'3".
So your girlfriend rolls a Honda, playing workout tapes by Fonda. But Fonda ain't got a motor in the back of her Honda. My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. You can do side bends or sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt. Some brothers want to play that hard role and tell you that the butt ain't gold, so they toss it and leave it, and I pull up quick to retrieve it. So Cosmo says you're fat. Well, I ain't down with that, cause your waist is small and your curves are kicking, and I'm thinking about sticking to the beanpole dames in the magazines. You ain't it, miss thing. Give me a sister, I can't resist her. Red beans and rice didn't miss her. Some knucklehead tried to diss, cause his girls are on my list. He had game, but he chose to hit him, and I pull up quick to get rid him. So ladies, if the butt is round and you want a triple X go down, dial 1-900 mix a lot and kick them nasty thoughts. Baby got back. Baby got back. Little in the middle, but you got much back. Little in the middle, but you got much back. Little in the middle, but you got much back. Little in the middle, but you got much back.
Some people say I look like me dad. What?
All right, we're back. Looks like we got a few more people waiting to join. So we're going to give it about 2 more minutes, and then I'll come back and get the rules, and we'll get started. So if you missed the registration or the instructions, I've posted them again in the chat. Basically, you're going to go to that link and register at Trivia Hub with your team name and the event code. Once you do that, you'll be taken into the answer key, and that's where you'll submit your answers as I read them off. So hang tight for a few more minutes. We'll be right back.
Hey boy, sitting in your tree. Mommy always wants you to come for tea. Don't be shy. Straighten up your tie, get down from the tree house sitting in the sky. I wanna know just what I do. Is it very big? Is there room for two? I got a house with the windows and doors. I'll show you mine, you show me yours. Gotta let me in. Hey, 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 let the fun begin. Hey, I'm the wolf today. Hey, 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 I'll blow you away. Say you won't, say you do what I don't. Say you true, say to me. Say la vie, say you will, say you won't. Say you do what I don't. Say you true, say to me. Say la vie. Play with the girls, play with the boys. Do you ever get lonely playing with your toys? We can talk, we can sing. I'll be the queen and you'll be the king. Hey boy, in your tree, throw down your ladder, make a room for me. I got a house with the windows and doors. I'll show you mine, you show me yours. Gotta let me in. Hey, 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 let the fun begin. Hey, I'm the wolf today. Hey, 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 I'll blow you away. Say you won't, say you do what I don't. Say you true, say to me. Say la vie, say you will, say you won't. Say you do what I don't. Say you true, say to me. Say la vie.
All right. Boy, I remember the 90s, but I do not remember that song. So, hey, welcome everybody again. We're just getting ready to get started. I'm going to go over a few rules. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. So we've got 5 rounds of trivia, all based around the 90s. Your answers, you will type them into that answer key. If you're on here and you don't have the answer key, please refer to the chat and get yourself registered real quick, and I'll be able to pull you into the game. In the meantime, here's how it's going to work. So I'm going to read you questions. You're going to have, in the first round, I'm going to give you a minute to answer each question. I want everybody to get used to the game, get used to what's going on. In subsequent rounds, you will not have a minute. You will have 30 seconds to answer those questions. And while that seems like a short amount of time, the fact is you either know them or you don't. And we have found in some other games that a minute's just possibly too long. So once we get through 10 questions, I will reread each question in the round. So you'll have a chance to go back and fill in any that you missed. And then after that, I'll give everybody a minute or two to finish their answers. And then each person will need to submit their answers. I can't score the round until everybody submits their answers. Or once I submit the answers, you will not have a chance to fill in anymore. So once all the answers are submitted, I'll leave the screen here for a minute, play some awesome music for you. Take me about 4 or 5 minutes to go in and do some scoring. I'll come back and give you an update, announce the answers, tell you who's in the lead, and we'll go from there. So for tonight's game, we are playing for a couple prizes on the line. You've got Froggy's Popcorn Gift Pack. This is 12 bags of popcorn, all different flavors, beer, cheese, and pretzels, cinnamon bun, lemon sugar cookie, caramel, all kinds of stuff. And then we'll have a couple other prizes to give away, some Tailspin swag, shirt and a hat for some runners up. And so that's it. Without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to check the registration one more time. So I'll be back here in about a minute, and we'll get going. All right, we're back. So here we go. This trivia again is all 1990s, and our first category, round one, is movies. Oscar winners specifically. Do you know every winner of the decade? We do have a comment here. Oh, from my sister, actually. Where do I type my answers? So, Ginger, if you'll go up to right here, if you see this link right here, copy and paste this link into your browser, and then use this event code, and that will give you an answer key that you can type in your answers. All right, here we go. Round one, Oscar winners from the 90s. And I think everybody should honestly score a perfect score here. All right, question one. What film starring Kevin Costner won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1990? What film starring Kevin Costner won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1990?
I saw a man brought to life. He was warm, he came around like he was dignified. He showed me what it was to cry when you couldn't be that man I adored. You don't seem to know, you seem to care what your heart is for. But I don't know him anymore. There's nothing where he used to lie. The conversation has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's fine until.
All right, we're back. Morgan, if you'd like to join, scroll up through the chat. There is a link up there, and you can get the link up there, and also the code. Here it is, right here. Actually, it's this link right here, and then this is the code AXWRS. As long as you get registered before the end of the first round, we'll be able to include you. All right, question two. What film starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1991? What film starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1991?
I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late. I'm already torn. So I guess the fortune teller's right. Should have seen just what was there and not some holy light. It's crawled beneath my veins and now I don't care. I have no luck. I don't miss it all that much. There's just so many things that I can't touch until I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see.
All right. That question again, what film starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1991? And don't worry, if you missed the question, we'll be repeating the questions at the end of the round. Question three. What film starring Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, and Richard Harris won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1992? What film starring Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, and Richard Harris won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1992?
Perfect sky is torn. inspiration has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. I'm cold and I am shamed, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. I'm wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is tall.
All right. Next question. Question 4. By the way, Ginger, that is Against the Grain, a beer I'm drinking, not a White Claw. Not to say there's not any of those in the house. All right. So, next question. Question 4. What film starring Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, and Ralph Fiennes won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1993? What film starring Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, and Ralph Fiennes won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1993?
This is how I feel. I'm cold and I'm ashamed, bound and broken on the floor. You're a little late, I'm already torn.
Perfect. All right. Question 5. What film starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, and Gary Sinise won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994? What film starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, and Gary Sinise won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994?
I heard you crying loud all the way across town. You've been searching for that someone that is beyond on the ground. As you sit around feeling sorry for yourself. Well, don't get lonely now. And try your one night. I'm just hoping for the moment stays apart like the time. So what's like you've been thinking about ditching me? No time like such
All right. I hope everybody's doing well so far. Give us a message. Tell us what you're drinking tonight. All right. Question 6. In my opinion, one of the best movies ever made. What film starring Mel Gibson, Sophie Marceau, and Patrick McGoohan won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1995? And my wife is looking at me like I'm an idiot. Because she doesn't know or because she doesn't like the movie? Who knows?
Cause you know where I'll be found when I come around. I heard it all before. So time after my door, I'm a loser and the user, so it's all you know accuser. To try and slide me down because I know you're right. So go do what you like. Make sure you do it right. You may find out that yourself don't think something ruins everything. You can't go forcing something if it's just not right. No time to search the world. No.
All right, next question. What film starring Ralph Fiennes, Juliette Binoche, and Willem Dafoe won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1996? What film starring Ralph Fiennes, Juliette Binoche, and Willem Dafoe won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1996?
When I come around. Sometimes I search the world around. 'Cause you know where I'll be loved when I come around. When I come around. When I come around. When I come around.
All right, back to the question. The next question is, what film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Billy Zane, and Kathy Bates won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1997? What film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Billy Zane, and Kathy Bates won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1997?
Bring it. What? On your mark, ready, set, let's go. Dance floor pro, I know, you know, I go psycho when my new joint hit. Just can't sit, gotta get jiggy with it. That's it, now honey, come ride. DKNY, all up in my eyes. You got a Prada bag with a lot of stuff in it. Give it to your friend, let's spin. Everybody looking at me, glancing a kid. Wishing they was dancing a jig here with this handsome kid. Sick a cigar right from Cuba Cuba. I just bite it, it's for the look, I don't light it. He'll wait the ammo on the hand, stay on play. Give it up, jiggy, make it feel like foreplay. Yo, my cardio is infinite. Big Willie style's all in it. Getting jiggy with it.
All right, let's see. We are on question number 9. All right, here we go. What film starring Joseph Fiennes, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jeffrey Rush, Colin Firth, Ben Affleck, and Judi Dench won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1998? What film starring Joseph Fiennes, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jeffrey Rush, Colin Firth, Ben Affleck, and Judi Dench won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1998?
With it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. What? You on the ball with your kid? Watch your step, you might fall trying to do what I did. Mama, I'ma come close side in the middle of the club with the rubber dub. No love for the haters, mad cause I got floor seats at the Lakers. See me on the 50-yard line with the Raiders. Met Ali, he told me I'm the greatest. I got the fever for the flavor of a crowd pleaser. DJ play another from the president, sure highness. Only bad chicks riding my whip. South to the west, to the east, to the north. Bump my hips and watch them go off. And get shit sharp. You don't stop in the winter order. I makes it high, getting jiggy with them.
All right, here we go. Last question of the round. What film starring Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1999? What film starring Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1999?
Getting jiggy jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. 850 IS if you need a lift. Who's the kid in the drop? Who else will slip? Living that life, some consider a myth. Rock from South Street to 125th. Women used to tease me, give it to me now nice and easy. Since I moved up like Georgia Wheezy, cream to the maximum, I'll be axing them. Would you like to bounce with the brother that's platinum? Never see Will attacking them. Rather play ball with Shaq and them, flatten them. Like, getting, thought I took a spell, but I didn't trust the lady of my life, she hitting. Hit her with a drop top, with the ribbon. Crib from my mom on the outskirts of Philly. You trying to flex on me? Don't be silly. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it.
All right, that is the last question in round one. So I'm going to go through and read all the questions one more time and then give you 2 minutes actually to adjust any of your answers. So question one, what film starring Kevin Costner won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1990? Question two, what film starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1991? Question three, what film starring Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, and Richard Harris won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1992? Question four, what film starring Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, and Ralph Fiennes won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1993? Question five, what film starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, and Gary Sinise won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994? Question six, what film starring Mel Gibson, Sophie Marceau, and Patrick McGoohan won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1995? Question seven, what film starring Ralph Fiennes, Juliette Binoche, and Willem Dafoe won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1996? Question eight, what film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Billy Zane, and Kathy Bates won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1997? Question nine, what film starring Joseph Fiennes, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jeffrey Rush, Colin Firth, Ben Affleck, and Judi Dench won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1998? And question 10, what film starring Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1999? All right, so I'm going to start the timer. We'll give everybody 2 minutes to submit your answers. At the bottom of your answer key, there should be a submission. So if you're done, submit your answers and enjoy some music. And we'll be done. We'll wrap this round up here in just a minute.
Getting jiggy with it.
One, two, three, four. All I wanna do is have a little fun before I die. So the man next to me out of nowhere, it's apropos of nothing. He says his name is William. I'm sure it's Billy or Mac or Buddy, and he's plain ugly to me, and I wonder if he's ever had a day of fun in his whole life. Well, we are drinking beer at noon on Tuesday in a bar that faces a giant car wash. And the good people of the world are washing their cars, hosing and scrubbing.
All right. We are back. So that is the end of round one. I'm going to go ahead. Everyone, please submit your answers so we can get the scoring done. Looks like we're still waiting on a handful of people to submit their answers. No, this is not a mixtape I made in high school. All right, we have Team 4 Pegs has not submitted their answers. Team Morgan, Team Nothing Else to Do, the Quarantiners, Solo, Team Dean, and Fake Brews Media, and also Yogurt for the Win have not submitted your answers. Please do that. We'll give you a few extra seconds here since it's the first round. Try and get those in. Is anybody having any trouble? Teresa, I have not received your answers. I assume your Team 4 Pegs. All right, I'll go ahead and give everybody one more minute.
As best they can in skirts and suits. They drive up in the shiny Datsuns and Buicks. Back to the phone company and record stores too. Well, they're nothing like Billy and me, 'cause all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. Well, all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun. Until the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard, yeah.
All right, guys, real quick, just hang out. I'll be back. I'm going to go to get all the answers. It'll take me a few minutes as there's quite a few players, but we'll be back. So just hang tight. We'll get started with round two. Also, before I go, just to mention, please don't Google or otherwise look up the answers during the break. There's obviously no way for us to police that, but we certainly hope that everyone is playing honestly. All right, we'll be back shortly.
Well, I like a good beer buzz early in the morning, and Billy likes to peel the labels off his bottles of Bud. He lays each one up on the bar and lights every match on an oversized pack, letting each one burn down to his thick fingers before cursing and blowing them out. Likes to watch them as they spin on the floor, and a happy couple enters the bar, dangerously close to one another. The bartender looks up from his wine, and all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. Well, all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. All I wanna do is have some fun. Until the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard. Ooh. Otherwise, the bar is ours. Day and the night in the car wash, too. Bites and the matches and the clean and dirty cars. The sun and the moon, all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling I'm not the only one. Well, all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling, baby. All I wanna do is have some fun. I won't tell you, you're the only one. Well, all I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling the party has just begun. Well, all I wanna do is have some fun. Until the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard. Until the sun comes up over Santa Monica Boulevard. Yeah. All I wanna do is get in with you and have a little fun. Yeah, yeah.
Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area. Still love you like that. No, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Anyone press will hear the ballet sing. Act like you know, Rico. I know what Bo don't know. Touch them up and go. Oh, ching. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Still love you like that. Extraordinary. Juice like a strawberry. Money to burn, baby, all of the time.
All right, we're back. So we have some couple perfect scores. Some people doing really well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 perfect scores from Nothing Else to Do, Sista, the Brew Fighters, the Wuhan, Smells Like Quarantine, Burning Dog Poo, and the Human Response, and the Bears. And then right behind them, there's a couple of 9s from the Filthy Group. Not going to say that last word. The Fake Brews Media and Quarantine. So we've got altogether 27 teams. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them did not get their answers in. And coming in 21st place with 3 correct answers, Rebnose. So Team Dunder Mifflin also submits 4 correct answers, along with Tisha Dean, 4 correct answers. All right, so get with it, guys. Team Cotton with 5. So let me go over the answers for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've done my best to go through. I go through and correct all of the answers, your answers. It might be spelled correctly or incorrectly, but they're close. And I try and do it as quickly and as accurately as possible. But there is obviously an opportunity for a mistake. So just consider that the game was free and you might win something cool. And we're here to have fun. So question 1, which film starring Kevin Costner won an Academy Award in 1990? That's Dances with Wolves. Question 2, what film starring Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins won an Academy Award? I think this one was answered correctly across the board. Silence of the Lambs. Question 3, what film starring Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, and Morgan Freeman won an Academy Award in 1992? Unforgiven. That was a tough one. A lot of people missed that. Question 4, what film starring Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, and Ralph Fiennes won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1993? That is Schindler's List. Question 5, what film starring Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, And Gary Sinise won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1994. That is Forrest Gump. That's another one everyone got right. Question 6. What film starring Mel Gibson, Sophie Marceau, and Patrick McGoohan won an Academy Award? And that is Braveheart, not The Patriot. A lot of people had The Patriot for that. Question 7. What film starring Ralph Fiennes, Juliette Binoche, and Willem Dafoe won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1996? That was The English Patient. Most common answer given was Chocolat. So, question 8. What film starring Leo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet, Billy Zane, and Kathy Bates won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1997? Of course, Titanic. Question 9. What film starring Joseph Fiennes, Gwyneth Paltrow, Jeffrey Rush, Colin Firth, Ben Affleck, and Judi Dench won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1998? That is Shakespeare in Love. And the last question, what film starring Kevin Spacey and Annette Bening won an Academy Award for Best Picture in 1999? And that was American Beauty. All right, so if there aren't any questions coming in, we'll go ahead and start round 2. So remember, for round 2, we are going to go back to a shorter time period between questions. We're going to go to actually 30 seconds between questions. It just helps the game move along a little faster and makes it a little more interesting. So let me get back here to find the find the event. So bear with me here just a second. All right. Next round. Here we go. All right. So question 1 for round 2. Oh, and this round, I'm sorry, is miscellaneous television, popular sitcoms. Identify the sitcom from the characters given. So I will name the characters from the show. From what I can tell, it looks like it is the actual character's name. It is not the actor's name. Yes, it is the character's name, not the actor's name. And you will name the show from the characters given. So without further ado, question 1, characters are Jay Nichols, Hetty Thompson, Louise Fitzer, and Mr. Crowford. Jay Nichols, Hetty Thompson, Louise Fitzer, and Mr. Crowford.
Caught the fate, swing, fate to cut the shit. Come gather with me, see every time. Come me and step up. I'm the lyrical gangster. Dial emergency number. Still love you like that.
All right. So question 1. Now on to question 2. Question 2. The characters are Jackie Harris, DJ Connor, Darlene Connor, and Dan Connor. Jackie Harris, DJ Connor, Darlene Connor, and Dan Connor.
So we do it, man. Hey, start like a jackrabbit, finish in front of it. I'm the 90's Jack, that's it. Understand? I'm the daddy of the Mac. Daddy is a Latin gold made me. Ain't no.
All right, here we go. Question 3. Characters are Kate McCarran, Kirk Morris, Mrs. Margie Filbert, and Ralph Drang. Kate McCarran, Kirk Morris, Mrs. Margie Filbert, and Ralph Drang. Go.
Homie gon' play me, top celebrity man. I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Still love you like that. No, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Anyone test will hear
All right, question 4. Question 4 characters: Joey Gladstone, Jesse Katsopoulos, Stephanie Tanner, and Danny Tanner. That's Joey Gladstone, Jesse Katsopoulos, Stephanie Tanner, and Danny Tanner.
No, touch them up and go. Oh, cha-cha-chang-chang. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area. Still living like that. Na 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 na. Yeah, man. So what is na 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 na.
All right, question 5. Hopefully everybody's able to keep up. Remember, I will reread these at the end of the round. Question 5. Frank Lambert, Carol Foster, Dana Foster, Alicia Lambert. That's Frank Lambert, Carol Foster, Dana Foster, Alicia Lambert.
Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Pick up all crew bow, yeah. Still love you like that. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical danger. Pick up the crew in the area. Still love you like that. Here come the hot stepper. I'm the lyrical gangster.
All right, question 6. Question 6, Al Borland, Wilson, Mark Taylor, and Bob Vila. This is a classic. Al Borland, Wilson, Mark Taylor, and Bob Vila.
I'm a danger. Still love you like that. Hey. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
All right, question 7. The characters are Paul Buckman, Jamie Buckman, Lisa Stemple, and Jay Shelby. Paul Buckman, Jamie Buckman, Lisa Stemple, and Jay Shelby. Great song. It's going to have to wait a second. All right, question 8. Nobody should miss this question. Steve Rhodes, Marcy Jefferson, Peggy, and Al Bundy. Steve Rhodes, Marcy Jefferson, Peggy Bundy, and Al Bundy. All right, question 9. Jim Dial, Frank Fontana, Corky Sherwood, and Miles Silverberg. That's Jim Dial, Frank Fontana, Corky Sherwood, and Miles Silverberg.
Well, that's not that simple. It's sort of like another way to call a cat a kitten. There's 5 little letters that are missing here. You get it on occasion if the other party isn't gaming. It seems I gotta start to explain it. Bust it. You ever had a girl that met her on a nice hello? You get her name and number, then left feeling real mellow. You get her way today, she's what you wanna know about. Do you call up and it's a girlfriend's or a cousin's house? It's not a front, a F to the R to the O to the N to the T. It's just a boyfriend's at a house.
All right, last question of this round. Question 10. Bill Blumauer, Dale Gribble, Luann Platter, and Peggy Hill. Bill Blumauer, Dale Gribble, Luann Platter, and Peggy Hill. I think this show might actually still be on. Last question.
It's OPB, some other people's, but you get it. There's no room for relationships, it's just room to hit it. How many brothers out there know this what I'm getting at? Who think it's wrong cause I was splitting and co-hitting that? Well, if you do, that's OPB and you're not down with it. But if you don't, here's your membership. Get down with OPB. Yeah, you know me. Get down with OPB. Yeah, you know me. Get down with OPB. Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPB? Every last on me. Get down with OPB. Yeah, you know me. Get down with OPB. Yeah, you know me.
All right, that is the last question of the round. I'll go back now and reread all the questions for you, or rather name all the characters, and you name the sitcom from the characters given. Question 1, Jay Nichols, Hetty Thompson, Louise Fitzer, and Mr. Crowford. Question 2, Jackie Harris, DJ Connor, Darlene Connor, Dan Connor. Question 3, Kate McCarran, Kirk Morris, Mrs. Margie Filbert, and Ralph Drang. Question 4, Joey Gladstone, Jesse Katsopoulos, Stephanie Tanner, and Danny Tanner. Question 5, Frank Lambert, Carol Foster, Dana Foster, and Alicia Lambert. Question 6, Al Borland, Wilson Wilson, Mark Taylor, and Bob Vila. Question 7, Paul Buckman, Jamie Buckman, Lisa Stemple, and Jay Shelby. Question 8, Steve Rhodes, Marcy Jefferson, Peggy Bundy, and Al Bundy. Question 9, Jim Dial, Frank Fontana, Corky Sherwood, and Miles Silverberg. And finally, question 10, Bill Blumauer, Dale Gribble, Luann Platter, and Peggy Hill. All right, that's all the questions. So once again, we'll give you 2 minutes to go through your answers, and please submit those as you're done. So it gives me a chance to start going through and making sure they're correct sooner. All right, here we go.
Get out with OPP, yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPP? For the ladies, OPP means something gifted. The first 2 letters the same, but the last is something different. It's the longest, loveliest, lean. I call it the leanest. It's another 5-letter word rhyming with cleanest and meanest. I won't get into that, I do it sort of properly. I say the last P, stands for property. Now, lady, here comes a kiss. Blow a kiss back to me. Now tell me exactly, have you ever known a brother who had another like a girl or wife? And you just had to stop her toes because he looked just that nice. You looked at him, he looked at you, and you knew right away. He had someone, but he was gonna be yours anyway. You couldn't be seen with him at all, and still you didn't care. Cause in a room behind the door, no one but y'all are there. When y'all are finished, y'all can leave, and only y'all would know. And y'all can throw that skeleton bone right in the closet, Joe. Now don't be shocked, cause if you're down, I want your hands up high. Say OPP. I like to say with pride. Now when you do it well and make sure that it counts. You're now down with a discount. You're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPP? Every last lady. You're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. You're down with OPP. Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPP? A scab tried to OPP me. I had a girl and she knew that. Matter of fact, my girl was partners that had a fall, a disagreement, yeah, an argument. She tried to do me, so we did it in my apartment. Was it? That wasn't a thing, it must have been the way she hit the ceiling. Cause after that, she kept on coming back and catching feelings. I said, let's go, my girl is coming, so you gotta leave. She said, oh no, I love you, Trent. I said, now child, please. You got to leave, come grab your coat right now, you gotta go. I said, now look at you, just there's a truth is there with Joe. This was a thing, a little thing, you shouldn't have put your heart. Cause you know I was OPP help from the very start. Come on, now let me tell you what it's all about. When you get down, you can't go around running off at the mouth. That's rule number 1 in this OPP establishment. You keep your mouth shut and it won't get back to her or him. Exciting, isn't it? A special kind of business. Many of you will catch the same sort of OPP visit with. In my heart, for sure I'm going to admit it. When OPP comes, damn, Skippy, I'm with. Get out with OPP. Yeah, you know me. Get out with OPP. Yeah, you know me. Get out with OPP. Yeah, you know me. Who's down with OPP? Get out with OPP. Yeah, you
All right, looks like most people have submitted their questions. So again, give me just a few minutes. I'll go through and check them, make sure we got the scores correct, and I'll be right back.
Wise men say only fools rushing, but I ain't here falling in love with you. Only fools rushing, but I ain't falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a mistake? Falling in love with you. As a river flows gently to the sea, darling, so we go. Something we're meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. Falling in love with you. As a river flows empty to the sea, darling, so we go. Someday we're meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life. Falling in love with you. Falling in love with you. Falling in love with you. Falling in love.
Hey. Yeah. You know what? I like the players. No dickity, no doubt.
All right, we're back. So that that was a rough round. We had nobody got a perfect score in that round. I think just about everybody missed the first question, and a lot of people don't know how to spell Roseanne. But other than that, it was a lot of fun. So here we go. Here are the questions and answers from round 2, and then I'll let you know who's in the lead. So question 1 was Jay Nichols, Hetty Thompson, Louise Fitzer, Mr. Crowford. That is Herman's Head. The name of the show is Herman's Head. Question 2, Jackie Harris, DJ Connor, Darlene Connor, Dan Connor. That is Roseanne. Question 3, Kate McCarran, Kirk Morris, Miss Margie Filbert, and Ralph Drang. That is Dear John. Question 4, Joey Gladstone, Jesse Katsopoulos, Stephanie Tanner, Danny Tanner, Full House, which is just as bad as Full House 2. Fuller House, sorry. Question 5, Frank Lambert, Carol Foster, Dana Foster, Alicia Lambert, Step by Step. Question 6, Al Borland, Wilson Wilson, Mark Taylor, and Bob Vila, Home Improvement. Question 7, Paul Buckman, Janie Buckman, Lisa Stemple, and Jay Shelby, Mad About You. Question 8, Steve Rhodes, Marcy Jefferson, Peggy Bundy, and Al Bundy. And that is, of course, Married with Children. Question 9, Jim Dial, Frank Fontana, Corky Sherwood, and Miles Silverberg. The answer there is Murphy Brown. And then question 10, Bill Blumauer, Dale Gribble, Luann Platter, and Peggy Hill. And that is King of the Hill. So the winner, the leader right now, I should say, is the Brew Fighters, tied with Tu Wuhan, both scoring 8 in that round. Our winner for that round, however, was the Fake Brews Media with 9 questions correct. So nice job done. Nicely done there. And then unfortunately, the Burning Dog Poo and the Human Response failed to submit. So no follow-up to their perfect round in round 1. As we get on to the game, scores get closer here. I'll let you know who else is in the running. Scores with 18, Fake Brews Media. That puts them 1 point back. Also Smells Like Quarantine Spirit in 5th place, or actually in 3rd place. Nothing Else to Do, tied with The Bears. And then closely behind them, The Filthy Crew, Moogie, Sista, and Martini, as well as Quarantine, are all just 3 points behind at 15. The Librarians, Middletown Mafia, Quarantines are at 14. Middletown Mafia at 11, with Red Nose and Stella, the Super Soakers, and Burning Dog at 10. All right, and there's a few others down there, but well, hopefully they'll improve, and I'll be reading their names in the next round. So let's get ready for round 3, and this round is all about miscellaneous random trivia from the 1990s. I'll be honest, though, it all looks like sports-related stuff. Yes, it is definitely, it's all sports-related. So let me just check here and see if we got any questions. All right. Music sucks. This is Trevor's mixtape. Okay, good stuff. All right, so we're ready to go. All right, so round 3 starts now. Question 1, again, 30 seconds. Who was awarded the Pro Football Decade Award 1990s for 100 or more receptions 4 times? Who was awarded the Pro Football Decade Award for 100 or more receptions 4 times?
Play on, play that. Play on, play that. Yo, Dre, drop the verse.
It's going down, fade to Black Street. The homies got at me, collab creations. Bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down, never slouch. As long as my credit can vouch, a dog couldn't catch me. Tell me who could stop with Dre making moves, attracting honeys like a magnet, giving them orgasms with my mellow accent. Still moving this flavor with the homies Black Street and Teddy, the original rough.
All right, I'm going to stop just 1 second because there is some confusion with the trivia. It looks like the answer key says round 4 is supposed to be general sports. However, the key that I have, the printed out key and the answers, these are all sports questions. And so this is the way they should round out in the online answer key as well. So if everybody gets a 0 out of 10, we'll know there's a big problem. Anyway, so we'll continue, and then can someone give me a thumbs up? You can hear me.
Ginger can't hear.
Can anyone give me a thumbs up that you can hear me? If everybody gets a 0 out of 10, we'll know there's a big problem. Anyway, so we'll continue and then. Okay. All right. We're back. Sorry about that. So, question 2. Who won the Tennis Decade Award 1990s for winning 4 U.S. Opens, 6 Wimbledons, and 2 Australian Opens? Who won the Tennis Decade Award 1990s for winning 4 U.S. Opens, 6 Wimbledons, and 2 Australian Opens?
Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cover much grounds, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True to play away, I can't get her out of my mind. Wow, I think about the girl all the time. Wow. East side to the west side, pushing fat rides, it's no surprise. She got chick.
All right. Question 3. Who won the Auto Racing Decade Award 1990s for winning 4 Winston Cup champions and winning the Daytona 500 in 1998? Who won the Auto Racing Decade Award for winning 4 Winston Cup championships and winning the Daytona 500 in 1998?
Stash, stacking up the cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, she's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10. I wanna get in, can I get down so I can? I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up, I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up, girl. I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag.
All right, question 4. Who was selected to receive the Pro Basketball Decade Award for leading the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships? Who was selected to receive the Pro Basketball Decade Award for leading the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships?
Bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I got to bag it up. She's got class and style. She knowledge by the pound. Baby never act wild. Very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is a no. Let me tell you how it goes. Curves the word, spins the verb. Lovers hit curves so freak what you heard. Rolling with the fatness, you don't even know what the half is. You got to pay to play.
All right, sorry about that. Question 5. Who won the Baseball Decade Award for hitting 405 home runs in the 1990s? Who won the Baseball Decade Award for hitting 405 home runs in the decade?
Just for sure they bang bang to look your way. I like the way you work it. Trump tight all day, every day. You're blowing my mind, maybe in time. Baby, I can get you in my ride. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity.
All right, question 6. Who won the American Female Olympian Decade Award for earning 4 speed skating gold medals? Who won the American Female Olympian Decade Award 1990s for earning 4 speed skating gold medals?
Bag bag it up.
Bag it up, babe.
I like the way you work it.
No diggity.
I like to bag it up.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Oh, that girl looks good.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Play on, play on, play on.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
You're my kind of girl.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Yeah.
All right, question 7. Which women won the Female Athlete of the Decade award after 14 Grand Slam titles, including Wimbledon 5 times? Which woman won the Female Athlete Decade award after 14 Grand Slam titles, including Wimbledon 5 times? Remember, this is the 1990s.
Cause that's my peeps, and we roll deep, flying first class from New York City to Blackstreet. What you know about me? Now the thing, Cartier wooded frame sported by my shorty. As for me, icy gleaming pinky diamond ring. We bees the baddest click up on this scene. Ain't you getting bored with these fake boards? High shows and proves, no doubt. I've been thinking so. Please excuse if I come across rude. That's just me, and that's how a player's got to be. Stay kicking game with a.
All right, next question. Which boxer knocked out Mike Tyson in February 1990 to become the world heavyweight boxing champion? Which boxer knocked out Mike Tyson in February 1990 to become the world heavyweight boxing champion?
G, ask the peoples on my block, I'm as real as can be. Word is born, faking moves never been my thing. So Teddy, pass the word to Yoda and Chauncey. I'll be sending the call, let's say around 3:30. Queen Pen and Black Sheep.
I like the way you work it.
No diggity.
I got to bag it up.
Get it going,
I like the way you work it.
no diggity.
I like to bag it up. I like the way you work it.
All right, question 9. The 1993 Stanley Cup Final saw Montreal win their 23rd title as they defeated which Wayne Gretzky-led team in 5 games? The 1993 Stanley Cup Final saw Montreal win their 23rd title as they defeated which Wayne Gretzky-led team in 5 games?
I like the way you work it. Yeah. Come. Becky in full effect. Lisa in full effect. Ride. Nikki in full effect. Tamika in full effect. Yeah. Dave's in full effect. Ride. Ain't nothing going on but the rain. Yeah.
All right, last question of the round. The Red Wings were repeat winners in 1998, this time sweeping which Northeastern U.S. team in the Stanley Cup Final? Let me repeat that. The Red Wings were a repeat winner in 1998, this time sweeping which Northeastern U.S. team in the Stanley Cup Finals?
Play on, play it, play on, play it, play on, play on, play on, play on, cause I like it, I like ride, no diggity, no doubt. Yeah. Black Street Productions, we out, ride, we out.
All right. Here are the questions again in order, in case you missed any. Question 1, who was awarded the Pro Football Decade Award for 100 or more receptions 4 times? Question 2, who won the Tennis Decade Award for winning 4 U.S. Opens, 6 Wimbledons, and 2 Australian Opens? Question 3, who won the Auto Racing Decade Award for winning 4 Winston Cup champions and winning the Daytona 500 in 1998? Question 4, who was selected to receive the Pro Basketball Decade Award for leading the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships? Question 5. Who won the Baseball Decade Award for hitting 405 home runs in the decade? Question 6. Who won the American Female Olympian Decade Award for earning 4 speed skating gold medals? Question 7. Which woman won the Female Athlete Decade Award after 14 Grand Slam titles, including Wimbledon 5 times? Question 8. Which boxer knocked out Mike Tyson in February 1990 to become the world heavyweight boxing champion? Question 9. The 1993 Stanley Cup Final saw Montreal win their 23rd title as they defeated which Wayne Gretzky-led team in 5 games? And question 10, the Red Wings were a repeat winner in 1998, this time sweeping which Northeastern U.S. team in the Stanley Cup Finals? All right. So once again, we'll give you a couple minutes to check out your answers, and please submit them as you're done. All right. So Middletown Mafia and Stella, I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to get your music in. And yeah, sorry, excuse me. I had a little indigestion there and forgot that the sound was on. So sort of like the Supreme Court yesterday. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end round 1, and we will get the scores in. Guys, hang out for a few minutes. We'll get into the 4th round. All right. Woo! That was either really good or really ugly. Anyway, it was fun to fun to see some of the answers posted, and I think the best one was that female tennis player. So let me go through and read the answers now. By the way, there were no perfect scores in that round. Question 1, Pro Football Decade Award for 100 more receptions 4 times, Jerry Rice. Question 2, the Tennis Decade Award for winning 4 U.S. Opens, 6 Wimbledons, and 2 Australian Opens is Pete Sampras. Question 3, Auto Racing Decade Award for winning 4 Winston Cup championships and winning the Daytona 500 in 1998, Dale Earnhardt. Question 4, Pro Basketball Decade Award for leading the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships, Michael Jordan. Question 5, Baseball Decade Award for hitting 405 * home runs in the decade, Mark McGwire. Question 6, who won American Female Olympian Decade Award for earning 4 speed skating gold medals, Bonnie Blair. Question 7, Female Athlete Decade Award after winning 14 Grand Slam titles, including Wimbledon 5 times. Answer is Steffi Graf. And which boxer knocked out Mike Tyson in February 1990 to become the world heavyweight boxing champion? That was James Buster Douglas. On a side note, I heard Mike Tyson is going to train to do some charity fights here soon at the ripe old age of almost 70. Question 9. The 1993 Stanley Cup saw Montreal win their 23rd title as they defeated which Wayne Gretzky-led team in 5 games? That was the LA Kings or Los Angeles Kings. And the last question, the Red Wings were a repeat winner in 1998, this time sweeping which Northeastern U.S. team in the Stanley Cup Finals? I'm not sure that anybody got this question right, and the answer was the Washington Capitals. So the leader, with only 2 rounds to go, Wuhan takes the lead by 1 point, followed closely by Nothing Else to Do, and the Bears, the Brew Fighters, fall down to 4th place, only getting 6 answers right that round. And Fake Brews Media also falls down to 4th place with 6 answers that round. On the other hand, Team Quarantine is making a comeback, getting 9 answers right that round with 24, followed by Moogie, Sista, The Filthy Team, Martini, Quarantines, Smells Like Quarantine Spirit, The Librarians, The Super Soakers, Dunder Mifflin, A-Team, Middletown Mafia, and Reb Nose. So we're going to go into round 4 now, and we're going to read all the answers afterwards. But in the next round, I'm not going to give you your standings. So we're going to go into the final round without anyone knowing their standings. All right, so here we go. Let me get to the next round. Make sure there was no questions I missed. Okay, here we go. All right, question 1. What horror and fantasy... Oh, excuse me. This round is a random mix of trivia from the 1990s. Random mix of trivia from the 1990s. So question 1. What horror and fantasy fiction writer wrote 4 Past Midnight and a collection of 4 novellas?
She's got herself a universe completely. All the color thunder threatens everyone.
All right, that's it for question 1. 30 seconds goes pretty fast. Question 2, what Olympic figure skater declined a $2 million offer in 1994 to compete as an All-Japan pro wrestler? What Olympic figure skater declined a $2 million offer in 1994 to compete as an All-Japan pro wrestler? All right, question 3. Question 3. What Inside Edition reporter got the only exclusive O.J. Simpson interview during his 1996 civil trial? What Inside Edition reporter got the only exclusive O.J. Simpson interview during his 1996 civil trial? All right, question 4. Who did Rosie Daly cook for before In the Kitchen with Rosie became the fastest selling cookbook ever in 1994? Who did Rosie Daly cook for before In the Kitchen with Rosie became the fastest selling cookbook ever in 1994? All right, question 5. The Oklahoma City bomber was later executed by lethal injection in 2001. This Oklahoma City bomber was later executed by lethal injection in 2001. So name the Oklahoma City bomber. All right, question 6. Which popular dance song in 1994, sung by the Spanish duo Los Del Rio, had everyone dancing? Which popular dance song in 1994, sung by the Spanish duo Los Del Rio, had everyone dancing? All right, next question. Question 7. What free email service still in existence today was created by Microsoft in 1995? What free email service still in existence today was created by Microsoft in 1995?
Kindness
Question 8. At the stroke of the new year 1992, what former federal state ceased to exist? At the stroke of the new year 1992, what former federal state ceased to exist?
I'm broke, but I'm happy. I'm poor, but I'm kind. I'm short, but I'm healthy. Yeah. I'm high, but I'm grounded. I'm sane, but I'm overwhelmed. I'm lost, but I'm hopeful.
All right, next question. Sometimes carried on your shoulder, these devices were a popular way to listen to music in the 80s and continue to be in the early 90s. Sometimes carried on your shoulder, these devices were a popular way to listen to music in the 80s and continue to be in the early 90s.
Oh, baby, and what it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one's giving a high five. I feel drunk, but I'm sober. I'm young and I'm underpaid. I'm tired, but
All right, question 10. Completed in 1998, the Petronas Twin Towers, the world's tallest buildings in the 90s, were built in what city? Completed in 1998, the Petronas Twin Towers, the world's tallest buildings in the 1990s, were built in what city?
I'm working, yeah. I care, but I'm restless. I'm here, but I'm really gone. I'm wrong and I'm sorry, baby. And what it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be quite alright. 'Cause I've got one hand in my pocket.
All right, that's the last question for round 4. So let's go back. I'll go through the questions one more time. What horror and fantasy fiction writer wrote 4 Past Midnight, a collection of 4 novellas? That's question 1. What horror and fantasy fiction writer wrote 4 Past Midnight, a collection of 4 novellas? Question 2. What Olympic figure skater declined a $2 million offer in 1994 to compete as an All-Japan pro wrestler? Question 3. What Inside Edition reporter got the only exclusive O.J. Simpson interview during his 1996 civil trial? Can't believe that's the only O.J. question. Question 4. Who did Rosie Daly cook for before In the Kitchen with Rosie became the fastest selling cookbook ever in 1994? Question 5. This Oklahoma City bomber was later executed by lethal injection in 2001. Question 6. Which popular dance song in 1994, sung by the Spanish duo Los Del Rio, had everyone dancing? Done at every father-daughter dance in America still today. Question 7. What free email service, still in existence today, was created by Microsoft in 1995? Question 8. At the stroke of the new year 1992, what former federal state ceased to exist? Question 9. Sometimes carried on your shoulder, these devices were a popular way to listen to music in the 80s and continue to be in the early 90s. Question 10. Completed in 1998, the Petronas Twin Towers, the world's tallest buildings in the 1990s, were built in what city? All right, so we'll give everybody a couple minutes to answer. and we'll be right back. All right. So someone was asking me why we don't have any music anymore. That was a longer break than usual. I got a message from Warner Brothers Music. They apparently don't approve of my background noise. So the last round is going to be a little quieter than the last four, which will give you extra time to concentrate. And I think that also may have had to do with some people not being able to hear the some of the questions. So my apologies for that. We'll check on that license for the future. So, all right, everyone, please submit your question. That is not a clock. That is a dog walking above me on a hardwood floor. So I'm just going to go ahead and mute my my microphone. I'll be back in just a few minutes, and we'll get to the last round. All right, we're back. So we had some good answers, some good tries anyway. So I'm going to read down to the questions, or read down through the answers now. Question 1. Remember, we're not going to reveal the place after this round. What horror and fantasy fiction writer wrote 4 Past Midnight? That is Stephen King. Question 2. What Olympic figure skater declined a $2 million offer in 1994 to compete as an all-Japan pro wrestler? That was the infamous Tanya Harding. Question 3. What Inside Edition reporter got the only exclusive O.J. Simpson interview during the 1996 civil trial? That was Star Jones. Question 4. Who did Rosie Daly cook for? And that was Oprah Winfrey. Question 5. The Oklahoma City bomber died by lethal injection. That was Timothy McVeigh. Question 6. Popular dance song sung by Los Del Rio was the Macarena. Question 7. What free email service still in existence was created by Microsoft in 1995? That was Hotmail. Question 8. What former federal state ceased to exist in 1992? That was the Soviet Union. Question 9. Sometimes carried on your shoulder, these devices were a popular way to listen to music in the 80s and continued to be early in the 90s, boomboxes. And question 10. The Petronas Twin Towers, the world's tallest buildings in the 1990s, were built in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. All right. So what I'll tell you is we've still got several teams that are in it. So don't give up. And we'll get on to round 5 here in just a second. All right. Last round is Songs of the 90s. So, in light of not having any music for this round, we'll just talk about some. All right, so question 1. This is, okay, it's not asking for anything specific in terms of if it's artists or songs. It's a mix of both. All right, so here we go with question 1. Notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in relation for the death of what rapper? Notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in relation for the death of what rapper? All right, next question. Question 2. This rapper was more known for his crazy dance moves and his pants than his raps. This rapper was more known for his crazy dance moves and his pants than his raps. All right, question 3. Who blew any chance of future bookings in Utah by ripping up the Book of Mormon on a Salt Lake City stage in 1994? Who blew any chance of future bookings in Utah by ripping up the Book of Mormon on a Salt Lake City stage in 1994? All right, question. Well, sorry, lost my place. Question 4. This rapper borrowed music from Queen to create the bass line for his only real hit. This rapper borrowed music from Queen to create the bass line for his only real hit. I'm both proud and ashamed to say I've seen him 2 or 3 times. All right, next question. Question 5. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, is part of the theme song of what 90s TV show? In West Philadelphia, born and raised, is part of the theme song of what 90s show? All right. Question 6. 1996. Who won Album of the Year Grammy Award for Jagged Little Pill? 1996. Who won Album of the Year Grammy Award for Jagged Little Pill? All right, question 7. Question 7 is, who played Miguel Morez on General Hospital in 1996 before leaving to start Livin' La Vida Loca? Who played Miguel Morez on General Hospital in 1996 before leaving to start Livin' La Vida Loca? Next question. What rapper was fined? This is question 8, by the way. What rapper was fined $10,000 for torching the mansion
Next
of
question.
her NFL star boyfriend,
What
Andre
rapper was
Rison?
fined? This is question 8, by the way. What rapper was fined?
$10,000. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Let me start over here. What rapper was fined $10,000 for torching the mansion of her NFL star boyfriend, Andre Rison, in 1994? What rapper was fined $10,000 for torching the mansion of her NFL star boyfriend, Andre Rison, 1994? All right, question 9. What rocker chose a Clinton inaugural celebration to come out of the closet in 1993? What rocker chose a Clinton inaugural celebration to come out of the closet in 1993? All right, last question of the round. Last question of the game, actually. Question 10. Who appeared semi-nude with Michael Jackson in the video You're Not Alone in 1995? Who appeared semi-nude with Michael Jackson in the video You Are Not Alone in 1995? All right, that is the end of the round. I will go back and read the questions for you again. Question 1, Notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in relation for what death of what rapper? For the death of what rapper? Notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in the retaliation for the death of what rapper? I've had one beer. Question 2, this rapper was more known for his crazy dance moves and his pants than his raps. Question 3, who blew any chance of future bookings in Utah by ripping up the Book of Mormon on a Salt Lake City stage in 1994? Question 4. This rapper borrowed music from Queen to create the bass line for his only real hit. Question 5. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, is part of the theme song of what 90s show? And that's a TV show. 1996. Who won the Album of the Year Grammy Award for Jagged Little Pill? Question 7. Who played Miguel Morez on General Hospital in 1996 before leaving to start Livin' La Vida Loca? Question 8. What rapper was fined $10,000 for torching the mansion of her NFL star boyfriend Andre Rison in 1994? Question 9. What rocker chose a Clinton inaugural celebration to come out of the closet in 1993? And question 10. Who appeared semi-nude with Michael Jackson in the video You're Not Alone in 1995? So, take final 2 minutes, review your answers, and then go ahead and hit submit. All right. Hopefully all your answers have been submitted. So I will go in now and calculate the scores. Shouldn't take more than a few minutes. So please hang on, hang out, see who won, go grab a beer so you can celebrate when you hear your team name in first, second, and third. All right, we're back. all the scores are in. Before I give you the final scores, I'll run through the answers for you real quick. Question 1, Notorious B.I.G. was killed in retaliation for the death of Tupac Shakur. Question 2, this rapper was more known for his crazy dance moves and his pants, that is MC Hammer. Question 3, who ripped up the Book of Mormon in Salt Lake City on stage? That was Marilyn Manson. Question 4, this rapper borrowed music from Queen to create a bass line for his only real hit, Vanilla Ice. Question 5, in West Philadelphia, born and raised as part of the theme song for The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. In 1996, Alanis Morissette won the Grammy for Jagged Little Pill. Question 7, Miguel Morez on General Hospital was played by none other than Ricky Martin, who went on to sing Livin' La Vida Loca. Question 8, Lisa Left Eye Lopes was fined $10,000 for torching NFL's Andre Rison, his mansion, Lisa Left Eye Lopes was fined $10,000 for torching the mansion of NFL star Andre Rison. Question 9, which rocker chose the Clinton inaugural celebration to come out? That was Melissa Etheridge. Many people also answered Ricky Martin for that one. Question 10, who appeared semi-nude with Michael Jackson in the video You're Not Alone? That was Lisa Marie Presley. All right, well, hey, thanks everybody for playing. Remember, our first prize winner is going to get a big gift bag of Froggy's popcorn, and second runner-up will get a Team Tailspin shirt, and then first runner-up will receive a Team Tailspin hat and an apron. So thanks everybody again for playing. We're going to try and do more stuff like this, get some prizes, get some team games going. Team game works a little different because you will actually get in group rooms with other team members who are not necessarily at the same computer or at the same house. And it's a lot of fun. You break out in your group rooms and discuss the questions and then come back together. And in the meantime, I'll work on this music license. So, all right. Our second runner-up is with 40 points, Team Quarantine. That is Team Quarantine, second runner-up. Our first runner-up goes to the Fake Brews Media, who made quite a comeback after only getting 6 points in round 3. They 41 points, and the winner with 43 points, so only a winner by 2 points, to Wuhan. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. So congratulations to that team. Other teams scoring in the top 5, the Brew Fighters and Moogie with 38 points, Quarantines with 36 and Nothing Else to Do, and the Filthy Group also with 36, the Bears with 35, Sista with 34, Smells Like Quarantine Spirit with 30, Rebnose 27, as well as the Librarians, the Middletown Mafia coming in with 25 points, along with Dunder Mifflin team. And then, let's see, Four Pegs comes in with 20, Team Dean with 18, and the Super Soakers with 16. And I think the rest of our team sort of dropped out. So thanks a lot, guys. If you won, please email me at trevor@hbproductionsllc.com. So if you see the address down here on the bottom of the screen, it's hbproductionsllc.com. Email me, trevor@hbproductionsllc.com. Send me your address so I can send out the prizes, and I'll be able to identify the players by their team name. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great night. No.
I thought it was Lopez. I don't know. I thought you even called her Lopez earlier.
What fun. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Riley, where are you? Next time you don't put your bike away. It's the middle of the road. I can't pull the car in.
The fuck?